What day is it?
12th.
What are we doing today?
We're going to go breakfast.
We did go get breakfast. It's January 12th, and we are going to the hospital. We have to be there.
Oh, that's right.
We have to be there in half an hour. I'm supposed to get induced, but I'm having contractions already, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe things are moving on their own, but I'm not going to hold my breath. So I think I'll probably end up getting induced. And we stopped for breakfast, and I have a nervous tummy, so I just got a smoothie, and we had to drive around to find a smoothie, and I couldn't get a pineapple smoothie, which was disappointing. But Ezra is hopefully going to enter the world today or tomorrow, or hopefully that's it. Hopefully today or tomorrow. Like, please just come soon. If he was here in an hour, I wouldn't be upset.
Ohana means family, and family means Dad is drinking before noon again.
We're excited to meet him, finally. After 41 weeks and 3 days of pregnancy, I'm over it. So I'm ready for him to get out. He is definitely Andrew's child if there was any concerns, because he's late and he's stubborn. But that's that. Any last words? You're gonna be a dad right away?
Burrito's pretty good.
Good burrito. My smoothie's pretty good too. I don't think it even has banana in it, and if it does, I can't taste it, so that's good. I still think it's rude that nowhere had pineapple smoothies this morning though. Okay, that's that. We're on our way to the hospital.
How you doing, Miss Amy?
I'm having a baby.
Then we need Andrew to come upstairs and say, "She's having my baby." You probably don't even know that
A wonderful
song.
way of saying that she loves me. I know, but I don't know that song.
We'll play it for you.
So I guess a little update when Amy went to the hospital. Do you want to tell it?
Sure. When I went to the hospital, I was having contractions on the way in, and I had contractions last night, all through the night. And so I was hoping I wouldn't have to get induced, and I didn't, because I was already 2 centimeters dilated. And I'm having a contraction, which is super fun.
It's good. Just keep talking.
And I forget what happened after that.
You went to the hospital, and what did they checked
Oh,
you, right?
yeah, they checked me, and I was 2 centimeters dilated and 60% defaced. And so they didn't have to induce me. So they did a wee little membrane sweep and sent us on our way. And now I hope I'm in labor at this point. I think I'm in labor now, so.
Yeah. You might be.
Yeah.
She's doing so well. Strong pain tolerance. Nanny Ethel is keeping everybody fed and watered.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's
having a nap.
is napping.
Andrew's getting prepared.
Yeah. He's either napping or still in the bathroom. So this is really tough on him.
So right now it is January the 12th, and it is 4.
It's 4:15.
It's young and the rest is shine.
So Nan's gonna miss her young and the restless, just like she did when I was born.
Oh dear.
Damn.
No problem, we got it taped.
Yay, technology.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okie dokie.
wonderful.
That's a wrap.
And here he is, our little Ezra Michael David. So Ezra was born this morning. It is January 13th today, and he was born at 7:57. And there's Andrew finally having some lunch. And I finally got my pineapple smoothie. So there's the update on that. And Ez just ate a little while ago, and he is having a sleep. And we all had a good nap this afternoon as well, which was fantastic. So lots of updates because we haven't really taken a video since yesterday, and a lot has happened since then. So I think the last video we took, I was in active labor, and that was yesterday afternoon. I started active labor, I think kind of right around 2:30 in the afternoon, and so about 24 hours ago now. And or a little over 24 hours ago. We went back to the hospital at about 5:30 because my contractions were getting pretty close together. They were fairly intense at that point. They weren't super regular though, so we weren't really sure what was going on. And it was disappointing that they came and checked me and I was only 2 centimeters, so they gave me some morphine and gravel, which was fantastic, and they sent me back to my grandma's, and I had a bath, and I continued to labor in bed for another several hours until I think not too long after 3 o'clock in the morning, but can't really remember. And apparently the morphine really had an effect on me because I was like snoring and moaning through some of the contractions at the same time, so I wasn't even fully coming to consciousness to be able to get through the contractions, but that's okay with me. And so then at 3 or maybe 3:30, somewhere around there, the morphine had definitely worn off. I was in a lot of pain again, a lot more pain actually than I had been, and the contractions were still coming really close together, but still not regular. So we came back to the hospital, and we ended up getting checked, and I was 3 centimeters, but I was 90% effaced, so I was I had been 60% in the morning, so I had progressed a little bit, but not a whole lot. It felt very disappointing. Or the morning before, I should say. I was 60% effaced. And then that's kind of where all the craziness began. So we decided, because of how close together and intense my contractions were, to stay and get an epidural. And I thought that would be great, and I would be in less pain, and I would be able to have a better sleep, because I was feeling totally exhausted at that point, despite the fact that I had apparently gotten a little bit of sleep with the morphine, even though I don't really recall sleeping, and I didn't really feel like I slept. And so after the epidural, I was really nervous for, and it went really well, and the guy like only had to poke me one time, and it was, I did feel pressure but no pain, and it was pretty easy. So we had the epidural, and then they hooked us up to the monitors, and so they were constantly monitoring Ezra, and he all of a sudden, his heart rate, oh my goodness, good morning, his heart rate dropped really low. Oh, I don't know if he's gonna wake up or not, but his heart rate dropped really low, and he was down really low for about 3 minutes the first time, I think. And so they were like, right after my epidural, as I was starting to get numb, they were trying to reposition me so that maybe he would have better blood flow and he would like move around and get his heart rate up. And his heart rate did come back up, but they called Dr. McCubbin, and he was not in the hospital at that point, but he came right back in, and he was there within 20 minutes of them calling. And actually, Andrew thinks it was less. Was it less than?
He was there in 20 minutes.
He was there in 20 minutes?
Yeah, and then you were in surgery.
Yeah. And so then he was there within 20 minutes, and within that 20 minutes, Ezra's heart rate had went back up after the 3 minutes, and he appeared to be doing well again. So they were kind of hoping it was just a one-off. But within that 20 minutes, his heart rate dropped again. And the lowest, Andrew was actually in the bathroom the whole time for that one, which was a little bit scary, but it wasn't his fault. He was also hoping it was a one-off. And at that point, I looked at the monitor, and his heart rate was at 30 beats per minute, which was like terrifying. And not the whole time, but for a bit, it was at 30 beats per minute. And I don't really remember how long that one lasted, but not super duper long, like a few minutes. And then Dr. McCubbin got there, and it was, I think he was in the room for less than a minute, and we had decided we were going to do a C-section and get him out as quickly as possible and figure out what was going on. So they prepped me for surgery, and that one, you figured, was within 10 minutes, hey?
Pretty much.
Within 10 minutes of deciding we were going to do the C-section, they had me in the OR. I was kind of having trouble telling time at that point because I was just scared. And they had me in like basically a downward dog position with an epidural on the bed while they were moving me, because it was, his heart rate was doing better in that position. So that was interesting. And right before we went into the OR, I heard them say that his heart heartbeat had been at like in the high 60s for over 6 minutes. So it was, which is too low. I think that they said 110.
160.
Yeah, they wanted it between 110 and 160. That's what is considered a healthy baby. So that was way too low for way too long. And then I got into the OR and they got Andrew ready to go into the OR and scrubs and everything. And we got all hooked up, and we had a family friend in there as one of our OR nurses, which was fantastic. It was lovely to have a familiar face in there. Bethany was in there. And we did the C-section and everything went well, and it was definitely the weirdest physical feeling that I have ever experienced. I think he's starting to wake up. But it was definitely the weirdest physical feeling I've ever experienced because I could feel everything, but it didn't hurt. And like I could tell when they removed him from me and they said, "Amy, your baby's out," and I was like, "Yeah, I know, I felt it." But he came out and the cord was wrapped around his neck. So they figure that that was why his heart rate kept dropping, and it was probably exacerbated by the
By your blood pressure changing because of the epidural.
Oh, right, that is what they said. By my blood pressure changing because of the epidural, was what was kind of feeding into that and why it became a problem after the epidural. It wasn't really the problem of the epidural
You have
itself.
something prepared earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay, good, because it was still written on the board, they forgot to erase it. So
Oh,
we're all
yeah, I
ready?
did. Thank you.
Perfect. I'll be shortly to check you.
Okay. That was our lovely nurse. Yeah, so they figured that that's why his heartbeat kept dropping, but they pulled him out, and I did hear them say the cord is around the neck, and within 40 seconds of him coming out, you said 40 seconds, hey?
40 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, within 40 seconds of them pulling him out, they had him detangled and he was screaming like a banshee. Yeah! Yeah! Are you gonna show what? Are you gonna show what? Yeah, kinda like that. And he came out a healthy boy. And he is 8 pounds and 5 ounces. And he is 22 inches long, which is crazy. Good morning. Okay. So it is January 14th, and it is almost 11 o'clock. And Dr. Hack, or I think Dr. Hack anyway, should be coming right away to do his 24-hour checkup. But so far, so good. Okay? We had a pretty good first 24 hours. He has spent a lot of time eating. He is pretty much a natural little feeder, so we ended up also giving him a sucky because otherwise his fist is in his mouth all day, and we thought a sucky is probably a better option, and it doesn't seem to be affecting him eating at all, which is so good. We have discovered that he does not like his feet to be touched, so it's kind of an excellent way to keep him awake when he needs to feed a little bit longer, because he likes to have a few drinks and then fall asleep. But we're doing good this morning.
open his eyes. Oh, yes, you are. Hey, hi, sweetie. I know. You're so cute, little tiny. Are you a little tiny? Have you had some big days? Huh? Have you had some big days? I know. You were gorgeous. You were gorgeous, Nita. You're pretty amazing, you know that, buddy. Oh my golly, hey. You're just so special, aren't you? Oh, and you've got funny faces for me and everything. Quit it. I didn't know you were taking video. Ari, what's going on, hey? Ari.
What do you think? Little tiny baby, hey?
He finally came out to play. He finally came out to play.
All he's doing is sleeping.
What have you got? Oh, Jude and Ezra. Dream team. Gammy's dream team. Be gentle.
Is that funny?